go, bro. Just plow through it, dude. Just plow through it. I'm not making Going Under or Bring Me to Life, speed metal. I'm just making it bigger. I want to see people bounce.
Yeah.
That's my biggest thing. And I might screw this up, but don't f up.
We're doing it live.
Rock and roll.
Let's go. Will Hunt is the drummer for the rock band Evanescence. In 2007, he joined the band and recorded on their self-titled album, Synthesis, and The Bitter Truth. Known for his hard-hitting rock style, showmanship, and skillful use of electronics, Will's drumming is influenced by legendary players like Tommy Lee, John Bonham, Stuart Copeland, and Peter Criss. Beyond his work with Evanescence, Will has also collaborated with bands and artists like Black Label Society, Tommy Lee and Methods of Mayhem, Dark New Day, and Scrape. Please welcome Will Hunt to Drumeo. To all of you out there watching, please welcome Will Hunt to Drumeo. Finally, you're here, man.
Hola, thanks for having me, man.
You made it after some canceled flights and the whole rigmarole. We're here in the studio. This is great. Here. I think the first time we met, I was doing a live stream with Ray from Korn.
Yeah.
And he's like, you got to meet my buddy Will. And then you were up there setting up your kid or something.
Yeah,
I think that was last summer.
Yeah, you were doing, it was summer of 22.
Okay, 2 years ago.
Korn and Evanescence were out for a tour, and
Yeah.
yeah, it was cool, man. It was really neat. I was like, oh, I know that guy.
Yeah, you're playing all the time, so make sure
Yeah.
you go check him out on the road with Evanescence or any other bands you're.
Come see me.
Yeah, see him live. I get like the front row seat today, which is always a treat.
And dangerous.
And yeah, there's like flying sticks after the first song.
Sorry, man.
Makes it fun. And lastly, we have a brand new video from Will Hunt available exclusively inside the Drumeo platform, where you get to play along with Will as he teaches you how to build up the main groove from Bring Me to Life by Evanescence. We also have the full transcription available inside the platform where you can learn the song note for note. If you want to check those out, the link is down in the description and you can try them out for free. So we're calling this lesson, What Does It Take to Play Drums with Evanescence? So we want to dig into what it's like in your career playing with a band like that. I'm sure there's lots of specific things that are unique to this gig. We'll talk about electronics and a few things, but also we're going to be playing a bunch of music. So to start off, how did you get the gig with Evanescence? And maybe what are some of the things that are different on this gig that you hadn't had to deal with before?
I got the gig through a producer friend of mine, David Bendeth, who's done a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And I was playing with Vince Neil,
Yeah.
doing solo stuff with Vince Neil, and I was in Vegas doing a show, and I got a call from Amy's manager at the time, and she called me and said, yeah, I'm getting married tomorrow, but I need a drummer to finish this tour.
Yeah.
And a guitar player. And are you interested? I'm like, absolutely, you know.
Yeah.
And it was an interesting thing because at the time there was a lot going on, and she was pretty honest with me by saying that, you know, I just need to finish this tour. So it was in the middle of the Open Door, the second album tour.
Yeah.
And she's like, I just need somebody to finish the tour, and I may or may not ever do this again.
Yeah.
And so kind of took a risk and thinking, all right, I'll give this a whirl. And,
Yeah, see what happens.
See what happens, and I love it, man. It's a great gig, and, you know, 17 years later, here we are.
Yeah, crazy. You've done a bunch of records. Were you doing much electronics and stuff before this gig too, or was that kind of unique to this?
I was. When I started playing with Tommy Lee in '02, he kind of brought me into this whole world.
Yeah.
Because he was doing it, and he had been triggering his drums, but then also kind of like how I have here, I've got a full electronic kit within the acoustic kit.
Yeah.
And so this really, I haven't really ventured too far off of what, you know, he was doing / we were doing when I was playing with him. So it wasn't foreign, but what was cool about Evanescence, and I was really glad that we were able to kind of move it forward to now, is that I've been able to bring a lot of that into the writing for Evanescence. And so it's cool. That's a really neat part of this.
And what's it like? It seems like your tour schedule and traveling schedule is pretty insane. You're over in Europe all the time.
Yeah.
What's it like being on the road with the band and all that?
Well, with Evanescence, we don't really grind it out like we used to, and right now we're kind of, the last record, The Bitter Truth, has been out for a couple years, and so we're in the process of working on new stuff, doing like festivals and stuff like that, just big shows, and which is fun. You know, back in the day, we would go out 7-8 weeks at a time, come home for 5 days, go back out for 8 weeks, you know, and we spent, the band's so big globally, you know, that's a lot of time overseas, and so I don't think anybody really wants to crush it like that anymore, but when we tour, it's nice, man, and the thing about it is, most importantly, you never know that this is going to happen, but, you know, we all get along really well, like myself, Amy, Tim, Troy, and now Emma.
Yeah.
We're friends, you know, so we really enjoy hanging out together. You know, we laugh and don't take ourselves too seriously, and, you know, we know when to be serious, but it's a really good atmosphere.
And from like a drumming standpoint, what would you say are like the most important things drumming wise for this gig that you have to have locked down every single night that you play?
Don't up.
I love it.
No, I mean, you know, it's like, it's none of what we're doing really, I don't think it would be, you know, rocket science in terms of it's musical, you know, but it's still rock, and it's still, I think the most important thing for me in being that person is just creating that groove and that space and making it, you know, I want to see people bounce.
Yeah.
That's my biggest thing. And so for me, it's just about, you know, really laying it down, keeping it solid and keeping it groovy.
Yeah, love it. I want to get into the next track.
Okay.
Another one from The Bitter Truth. We have Blind Belief.
Yes.
And you were mentioning, usually you have your tech for this song changing some things, but what are you going to have to do in this one?
Well, I got to change the patch on this brain because I'm out of inputs.
Okay.
And so the first verse has one set of stuff in it, and the second verse has another set of stuff in it.
Yeah.
And there's just not enough inputs. And I don't have all the pads up. I'm missing one pad over here.
Yeah.
But, I've got this E kick over here.
Yeah.
And then when we were writing this, it was really neat to kind of be in the studio and sort of start creating some of these sounds. And a lot of stuff that you hear on the records that you think are loops, I'm actually playing. Some of the stuff, as you'll see, it's like a one shot. I start a loop.
Yeah.
But then some of the loops that you would think are just like loopy stuff, I'm actually playing those with these effects, these sounds that I've made.
Yeah.
And that's a cool part of this, that I get to, it's like sound creation. Like playing drums is great.
Yeah.
But I say it all the time. It's like, as a painter, you don't want 8 colors. You want the whole palette.
Yeah.
So this is the whole palette.
Awesome, man. Well, let's hear it. This is
All right.
Blind Belief.
Yeah.
You
All
got
right.
it.
Nailed it!
Who needs a drum tech? It's so cool to hear how you're going from entirely acoustic to entirely electronic.
Yeah.
But then halfway through the tune, you're using both, kind of alternating between the big crash grooves and the electronics and stuff.
It's cool, man. It's fun.
Yeah. I think a lot of people think that electronics are like kind of lame, but when you see it done like that, it opens up so many options.
Yeah, make it not lame.
Yeah, exactly. And when you're programming your own sounds and actually designing that,
Yeah.
that's a whole nother world.
And true, it's like also trying to figure out how to get around it, you know?
Yeah.
Because in the studio, I'm not like, I'm taking these parts separately.
Yeah.
But then when we come to live, it's like, okay, how am I gonna
Yeah, you got to do the dance and make
a lot of toe tapping, man.
make it work.
Yeah, man, for sure. It's fun.
Very
though.
cool.
It's fun. I love it.
I want to switch gears a little bit here. We're going to do some songs from a few other projects you played with. The next song is from Bloodsimple.
Yeah.
So you were mentioning you kind of consider this like math rock, or
For me, it's math rock.
Yeah.
I mean, it's about as math rock as I get. But
Yeah.
it's this band. These guys came from a band, old school OG original New York hardcore band called Vision of Disorder, or
Yeah.
VOD, and I was a huge fan of that band. And they put together Bloodsimple. They had another guy that played drums on the first record, and then when they went to do the second record, that guy wasn't in the band anymore. And so we met through this friend, and I was like, man, I'd love to do this record. So I ended up going up with them and sitting in pre-production and doing the whole thing, coming up with parts, and it's one of my favorite records that I've ever played on.
nice.
Just because it's got a lot of energy, and it's the kind of thing too where sometimes when you do those studio records, you don't think you're going to go play
Yeah.
with the band live. And
Yeah.
so I had so many funny stories with this, but I had gotten Evanescence, and about 6 months after I'd done the record dropped. And so Evanescence was doing Family Values with Korn in '07, and Bloodsimple was going to be on the B stage.
Okay.
And so I was like, dude, I'm going to be there,
Yeah.
I'll just do double duty. And it was so f***ing rad, man. I got
Yeah.
to go and play with those guys in front of that crowd.
Yeah.
This kind of music, and it was just so awesome, man.
So do you find that when you're going to play with other bands and stuff, are you often being approached because you have that sound of what you're playing with Evanescence? You're using the electronics, which came from the Tommy Lee days when you're doing those records.
Yeah.
Has that kind of followed you from band to band?
Not really, man, because this band, there was no electronics.
Okay.
This is like straight up metal,
Nice, man.
but very musical metal.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think that for me, it's just, I know my lane. Like,
Yeah.
on that same tour, there was another band, and I don't even remember what they were called, but they were way more experimental, kind of Mr. Bungle-ish. And they had a problem with their drummer. Something happened. Anyways, he wasn't able to finish the tour, so they're like, well, you're already doing that one. Why don't you just do this one too?
Yeah.
And I thought about it. I was like, man, I would sound like an idiot playing that. Like, that's out of my lane.
Yeah.
I got a pretty big lane, but sometimes it just gets like, oh, dude, I can't.
I think that takes a lot of self-awareness. Like there's the Vinnie Colaiutas of the world who
Totally.
they know they can thrive in any situation,
Anything.
and everyone knows it.
Yeah.
But I think all of us, like, we have our strong suit, and I think that takes a lot of awareness to know this is what I do best.
Yes.
And to know how far to stretch that limit.
You got to know when to say no. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, I don't want to look like an idiot. And I
Yeah.
just felt like there wasn't a lot of time, obviously, for me to learn it. At the same time, I'm like, man, even if I did learn this, I don't know if it would be believable. Because
Yeah.
for me, it's really about playing it, but also making it believable. And like
Yeah.
I said, the groove and really being able to lay into that like you own it.
Yeah.
And that just wasn't something that I could do. But this band,
Yeah.
love
I'm
it.
stoked to hear this, man. So
I'm gonna do a disclaimer on this.
Yeah.
I might screw this up, but
hey, we're doing it live.
rock and roll.
Let's go.
Okay,
So
well.
this is called Red Harvest.
Yeah.
From Bloodsimple.
Yes.
And yeah, let's hear this one.
The singer's a super happy dude.
Nice.
This song is called Red The people Just out after sunset, I take a walk down the streets, you know, trying to clear my head. And I feel like I gotta put my fists upon the wall, feel the cold concrete as it tears apart my knuckles. Take it, I feel it to break, I feel I'm breaking down now. Take it, feel it to break, I feel I'm breaking down now. Take it, feel it to break, I feel I'm breaking down now. Take it, feel it to break, I feel I'm breaking down now. Take it, feel it to break, I feel I'm breaking down. Take it, feel it to break, I feel Take it, feel it to break, I feel I'm broken down. Take it, feel it to break,
That's a bit of a different vibe.
Yeah, a little different, right?
And some crazy transitions in those kind of middle sections.
And I didn't nail them, but you know.
Dude, those are gnarly.
Yeah, I know. It's like when they started playing me that music for the record, I'm like, what?
Yes. What do you want me to do there?
Yeah, what is the idea? It's cool. One thing in that middle section, it's a do-ga.
Yeah.
Original groove was. And then the guy playing the guitar player, this guy, Nick Rowe, cool drummer too, but he's like, dude, you gotta make that funkier.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know what you mean. He's like, think Clyde Stubblefield. I'm like, all right.
Of course.
So then he played me a James Brown song.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I got it. So instead of a, which is pretty straightforward, we funked it up. That little pickup on the snare, it kind of makes it funky, you know?
Dude, I always love, we just had Josh Eppert from Coheed and Cambria in.
Yeah.
And he was talking about how, I mean, they're like a prog band, I guess you would call it. But he's like, dude, Levon Helm is in everything I play.
And yes, Levon Helm. And I could point to Coheed songs, Iron Fist, the song Wake Up. It's a ballad off our third record.
Like, I never would have pinned that into Coheed, and hearing Clyde Stubblefield was like part of that groove.
Totally.
It's just wild.
It's just the funkiness, you know? It's like,
yeah.
And it's like, okay, let's incorporate that into this, you know?
Yeah.
Made it cool, man. It's a very, very fun song to play.
In a few minutes, we're going to do another song from Bloodsimple, but I always ask drummers who come in, I'm always curious, what was it that got you into playing drums in the first place? Was it a family member who played? Was it seeing a band for the first time and seeing the drummer and you're like, that's what I want to do? What was that like when you were first starting out?
For me, I saw Kiss. I mean, which is not a new story. You know, a lot of people started because of that.
Yeah.
But I saw Kiss on like the Jerry Lee Lewis telethon, which is like for those that are older, they know.
Please stand with us. Call and make a pledge right now.
If you don't know, it was a telethon that they had every year for multiple sclerosis funding. Anyways, I saw Kiss and I was 4.
Yeah.
And of course, when you see that, you know, it's just like, comic book characters, loud rock, blood, fire. I'm like, I want to do that. It wasn't
looks cool.
Yeah, it wasn't any one specific thing. Really, it was guitar, but yeah, I wanted to do that. And so my dad plays guitar.
Okay.
And so he got me a small guitar, and I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah.
Now I can play now, but couldn't figure it out, and started playing on pans and pillows, and there was a pair of drumsticks in the house from something, and one thing led to another, and 5 years old, started playing drums, and I got that, you know.
Yeah.
I was able to understand that and feel it, and so that was it, man. And then once that happened, it was like.
And then were you right into bands at that point, like by the time you were in school, or was that later on?
Oh, like playing in bands?
Yeah, just like with friends and all that.
Well, where I lived, it was unfortunate. There wasn't a lot of people that played. So I didn't really get into like a band situation other than playing with my dad's band occasionally until I was 12.
Okay.
And then it was bands. And then what happened was I was always playing with people that were much older than me.
Yeah.
Because I could play pretty well at that point. You know, at least well enough. And finding guys my age to play guitar that weren't still just figuring it out. It's like I was past that.
Yeah.
I want to make music. So I was playing with guys, I was 14 and playing with guys that were, 20
Yeah.
and playing bars.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And then at what point was there like a tipping point where you mentioned like the Tommy Lee gig?
Yeah.
Was there like one gig that kind of like tipped that over the edge?
Well, I at the time I got the Tommy Lee gig, I had a band called Scrape that was signed to RCA. Very it was a new metal band. You know? Cool band, really cool first record for sure. And we were working on our second record, and we had toured with Pantera and Slayer. We don't have this tour, Pantera, Slayer, and Static X. And Static X bass player was injured, and Tommy's bass player was filling in. And I didn't know him at the time, and I was a huge Tommy Lee fan. So I just went to him and started talking to him, like, dude, what's it like hanging out with Tommy and all this stuff? And jokingly said to him, because Stephen Perkins was playing drums for Tommy at the time. And I said, well, if Stephen the bed, give me a call.
There you go.
Joking. So 6 months later, he tracks me down through this person, through this person, through this person. This was back when answering machines were a thing. And got this voicemail on my answering machine. He's like, dude, call me. And he's like, yeah, we're auditioning drummers tomorrow. I'm like, tomorrow?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't have any money. And I was like, well, who's coming out? There's like a bunch of ringers, and I'm not going to waste my money. Spent like the last $600 that I had, probably went negative.
Yeah.
And went out there and auditioned and got it. But that, once that happened, I owe him a lot. I learned so much from him, but also, it's like, the guy's Tommy Lee's drummer. He must not suck.
Yeah.
And then, ended up filling in for Motley, which went into me playing with Vince, which went into a lot of stuff.
And then it just slowly,
or
not slowly, keeps spiraling. And
it keeps going, at least you hope. But I still always had that metal side, so, I would go and do Static X or, just stuff like that.
Yeah, very cool. Let's do another tune. So we got one more from Bloodsimple. This one's called Dead Man Walking.
Yeah.
What can people expect from this tune?
Several bars of 3 with bars of 4.
There we go.
Because I'm going to be counting. You're going to see me going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, more prog.
We'll hunt prog, as far as prog as I get.
Yeah.
Lots of 3s and 4s.
Yeah, man. It's great. There's some great fills in that tune too.
That's another fun one.
Love to see you break down just kind of that triplet fill that you do with the 2 kicks at the
Oh
end.
yeah, you can. You know, it's like this is. I use a lot of those.
Nice.
Mostly single stroke. Hate to
Hey, if it ain't
bum
if it
anybody
ain't
out.
broke,
But
leave it.
yeah, man. So play it all over, man. It's like you can
Yeah.
throw it in, put 4s. You know,
Yeah.
fun.
Before we get back to some of the Evanescence stuff, we have one more track we're going to move into from Black Label.
Yeah.
So how did that all come to be?
So I knew the guy that was playing guitar for me at the time, and the guy that played drums in Black Label at the time, left for whatever. Somehow he called me. He's like, "Hey, would you be interested in playing on Zach's record?"
Yeah.
It's like, absolutely. Again, it was one of those kind of things where I was just basically hired to do the album. When I came in, you know, the Black Label stuff at that time was just pretty driving, you know.
Yeah.
And it's a funny thing about this song and a couple of those songs. You know, I would always ask Zach or anybody that I'm playing for, like, what do you hear in there? Like, kind of, do you have an idea for what you want?
Yeah.
And his famous saying to me was like, you know, bro, just plow through it, dude. Just plow through it. I'm like, all right, plow through
Sounds
it.
good, dude.
So it's like, you know, which means boof, baf, boo, you know,
Yeah.
just big beats. But I was like, man, I want to funk this up a little bit,
Yeah.
man, and make it groovy. And you know, and sometimes he would go, no, bro, not that. You got to just plow through it, dude. And so, but then sometimes I would play it, and I could see light bulbs go off.
Yeah.
And he was feeling it. You know, him and JD, the bass player, was great friends of mine still. So yeah, I mean, it was a cool thing. I got to kind of bring in a different flavor.
Yeah.
And that's the only record for Black Label that sounds like that.
Yeah.
You know, and I ended up getting to go play with him for about 8 months after
yeah.
that. Because the Evanescence thing got pushed back, and he's like, dude, you're just sitting. Why are you gonna sit at home? Come play with me. I'm like, all right, man.
Sure.
Sure, Zach.
I love how probably so many people think like these legendary musicians, they have it all figured out, and meanwhile you're in the studio with Zach, and it's just like, just drive it, plow
Yeah,
through.
plow through it, bro.
That's all he wants.
We'll do some plowing. It's
great.
It's pretty damn funny, man.
So-
But this one's like, this song we're gonna play, Crazy Horse.
Yeah.
It was one of those things you hear the riff, you can hear how, what do you hear here, Zach? You know, just plow through it. So it's like you could definitely play the song. It'd be
Yeah.
sludge rock, you know.
Yeah.
It would have been cool, but I made it funky,
Yeah,
and he liked it, so
love it.
it was cool.
Cool, this is Crazy Horse.
Another
Dude,
casualty.
You could definitely hear how you could have just played that straight through as is.
Totally.
But you did so much more with that.
I tried, man. I tried.
Love it.
Yeah, but you could definitely play it straight.
Yeah.
It would just be, sludgy and stoner.
Yeah. I kind of dig your version.
Oh, thank
I would
you, man.
take that.
Luckily, so did he.
I think all the people in the chat would too. There's a bunch of people debating whether this is live or not, and yes, this is live. For all of you who don't think this is.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I can pick out several Cheetos in every song I've played, but thank you. Oh, thank you very much.
Great. So we got 2 songs left. We've been putting you to work today. This is
I'm
great.
down with it. I love it.
I always love doing as many songs as possible because everyone always wants to hear their favorite. So hopefully Will is playing one of your favorites in this stream.
Or a new favorite.
Or a new favorite. Who knows?
that?
The next one we're going to do is Going Under from Fallen.
Okay.
And one thing I wanted to ask you about, so I guess those first 2 records have different drummers on them because you joined in 07. So how has that been where you're playing a lot of those songs that you didn't record on? And how has it been kind of adding your own flavor to those parts? And what's the balance when it comes to honoring the original part and adding in your own style?
I mean, initially when I got that gig, Josh Freese played on the first record.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people know that or not, but and again, the guy's, he's Josh Freese.
Yeah.
He plays exactly what the song needs.
Yeah.
And the cool thing for me with that is that it's exactly what he did, and he didn't do anything more.
Yeah.
Nothing less and nothing more. So when I got the gig, I knew that I needed to focus on those parts, and because some of them were very iconic, certainly the grooves, things like that. But then, once I got comfortable in there, I was able to kind of start making it my own. And with Amy, again, this is why we get along, why we're in a band together, and why we've been together for so long, is that she appreciates that kind of stuff. And I'm not making Going Under or Bring Me to Life, speed metal.
Yeah.
I'm just making it bigger.
Yeah.
And putting some cool flavor in there. And I'm playing some stuff and Going Under that's definitely not on the record, but for me, it just kind of gives it some style. And a lot of it too is that I kind of look at it like I'm a drummer, but I'm also an entertainer.
Yeah.
And in the live setting, I've tried to find things where I can visually be entertaining.
Yeah.
And so some of the stuff is probably more for that.
Yeah,
and
of
some
course.
of it's just for me having fun.
I think even like you listen to that first record and there's so many electronics on it, and I think seeing you play a lot of those parts, even off the newer records, as an audience member, seeing you actually playing things and orchestrating it around the kit, you kind of think like, what is he doing? Even as a non-drummer, you're probably like, what is he hitting? I'm not hearing drums, but he's doing stuff.
He's doing stuff,
So,
right. Yeah, it's cool, man. It's a neat, again, I don't know, I love it.
Yeah. Josh can do the studio thing pretty well.
Yeah,
but
you think?
again, like there's like all the trickery and stuff they're doing in the studios and stuff to bring that to the stage and turn that into a performance is another thing.
It's awesome, man. And
So-
he's he's a master, obviously. That's
legend.
incredible. Has he come in here? I don't know.
Not yet. Josh, if you're watching,
Hey, Josh.
you're welcome.
Come in, buddy.
Let's do this. Going Under
Going
off
Under.
of Fallen. I'm excited to see how you do this.
All right, me too. Let's see what happens.
Do it live.
Now I will tell you what I've done for you. 50,000 tears I've cried, screaming, deceiving, and bleeding for you, and you still won't hear me. Don't hold your hand this time, I'll save myself. Maybe I'll wake up for once. Not tormented daily, defeated by you. Just when I
Dude, I love those samples you have on there. That snare right there sounds so fat. Yeah.
That's a dope ass snare, man.
Yeah, love it. Dude, we are pretty much at the end. This has
Okay.
been a blast.
Look at that.
I think everyone out there's been enjoying this, seeing all the tunes.
Thanks for hanging out.
And yeah, before we head out, any final thoughts to leave everyone with before we do the last tune?
Well, yeah, man. I mean, I'm honored to be here, dude. This is such a cool thing. I've been watching Drumeo for about 12 years, I guess.
Crazy.
And it's just such a cool thing. And I'm finally here, but I'm very honored to be here. So it's cool, man. And
well deserved. We've wanted
Thank
to
you,
do it
man.
for a long time.
I would say just do, for anybody out there, do what you do. Have fun with it, you know?
Yeah.
If your goal is to be technically proficient, then go be it. If your goal is to just lay it down and be a rock groove guy,
Yeah.
don't be afraid to do it.
Love it. Great advice. And to all of you out there, there's lots of exclusive stuff coming from Will in the Drumeo members area. So there's a link on the screen, drumeo.com/trial. And yeah, dig into some of the stuff that we've been filming with Will. Also, I'll say if there's some songs that we didn't play in the stream, it's likely because there's going to be other videos filmed on them. So don't feel slighted. We've got your back. And we're going to close with My Heart Is Broken from the self-titled record.
Yeah, 2011.
And yeah, I'm going to go watch this from the control room. So
Okay, cool.
dude, thank you so much for
Dude,
being
thank
here.
you, man. This is fun.
And
lot
yeah,
of fun.
enjoy the last one.
All right, here it is.
Take
Here
it away.
Try not to mess this one up.